As far as disappointments, other than, some of the obvious that we spoke about, which was just a lot of the presentations feeling a little flat and a lot of, presenters being unexcited, not just Sony, but they weren't very enthusiastic going into this. One of which was in a game that was missing in action that I wanted to know a little bit more about. I forgot the name of the title, but it's the one that Norman Reedus is.
Yeah. Oh, what was that called? I know what you're talking about. The one.
Death Rising or something?
No, it had a much...
Death Sentence, I believe.
No, not even. It had a much more eloquent title. It had a very, very eloquent title.
That's a game that they showed cinematics for last year.
And then there was a couple months ago, there was another video.
They put out another cinematic video for it,
Without Norman Reedus.
Yeah, without Norman Reedus. And right now, it's very confusing. But confusing enough where I need to know more about it.
And there was nothing.
And there was not even, there was no mention of it whatsoever. I mean, I would have been satisfied with even just a little bit more cinematics.
Just something.
Something, yeah.
Just to say, hey, it's still moving.
Yeah.
Let's know it's over here.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was a little disappointed that there was nothing about, obviously The Last of Us 2, but beyond that game has me so intrigued. I don't know if I'm going to play it or not, but I need to know more about it.
Real quick, Spike, before we go to your portion of it, same question in a little bit. Kev, Need for Speed Payback. Oh, thank you very much. Need for Speed Payback. We usually don't do a lot of the car racing games because it's like, it's making a left turn, he's making a left turn, he's making a left turn. But Need for Speed 2 Payback, I'm not really into driving games, but I do give them kudos in the sense where they're trying to add more to it. It's Fast and the Furious. You saw the cinematic. If you've seen Fast and the Furious, it was literally a scene from Fast and the Furious of them heisting a truck, taking a car, and it was almost the same exact thing as a scene that I had seen in Fast and the Furious. Looks cool, though, and everything like that. All right, so Spike, for you, what left you most excited, what left you most disappointed, and what are you definitely like, yes, I need that?
Well, back what she said, mostly everything about, like, the horror genres. Like, mostly Evil Within 2, obviously the main one that I'm excited about. The one that really, think got me was the whole, Xbox revealing the original Xbox game coming in.
Yeah!
It's like, that was, a holy shit moment. It's like, yes, But disappointment, I'd say, still nothing from, Left 4 Dead 3, or no, gameplay footage of, the Resident Evil 2 remake and how it's gonna look.
Right. Yeah, this is the first time Resident Evil hasn't been touched upon also in a number of years.
And, well, even though we had, a trailer for it months ago, but nothing from Red Dead Redemption 2 either.
Yeah.
That's another one that got put on the back burner, too.
Yeah.
That's right. Red Dead Redemption right now, and as far as I heard, their release date again got pushed back indefinitely.
Damn, that sucks.
And that's another one people were very, very excited about.
Wow.
See? Another one that people forgot about. Although I bet with the horror genre, Spike's watching this thing going, okay, need that game. Need that game.
You mean, what will you do?
Need that game. Shit, I'm gonna be broke. He's just like, because it was for you, man. It was your genre this year. It really was your genre, and Spike was just like, I'm gonna be broke. Dear Santa. Without a doubt.
This is why we have GameFly.
And this is why we have GameFly, exactly. For me, most excited. It's there was titles, same thing. There was titles I was excited for in general, that I was, eventually going to get, a Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm not going to run and get it right away.
Yeah.
Actually, another game that I was kind of disappointed to hear a little bit more about was Lego Marvel 2. Lego Marvel 2, it's got a lot of anticipation coming out. Just a little something on it. But, Dragon Ball Z got me kind of excited, kind of hyped and everything like that. But, surprisingly enough, the two games that really, really, really got me really fucking hardcore interested are two games generally I don't play, which was State of Decay 2, followed closely by the other one, Days Gone. Kind of started getting me interested.
Yeah.
I got to find out more still, just to see how crazy the zombies are going to be. But no, State of Decay 2 has me very interested.
Yeah.
And Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
And again, those are two genres I generally don't do.
Yeah.
But they've got me really excited. And when I'm I think I even told you, I was like, think they're gonna have to go on the list this year. I may want those.
See, that's always awesome when a game it looks so good that it takes you out of
your comfort zone.
Yeah, because BioShock was what took me out of my first-person point of view fears and hatred, and now...
Oh, that was another one not shown at E3 that people were talking about. Borderlands. There was supposed to be another Borderlands, and there was nothing.
Really?
Yes.
Fuck.
There was supposed to be a Borderlands 3, and nothing.
Huh. Interesting.
There was nothing as well. Disappointment. Obviously, Detroit Being Human.
Yes.
I've been waiting on Detroit Being Human since I saw that one about a year or two ago.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, 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 yes. And then I was sitting here next to you like a kid on Christmas Day. They were showing stuff, and I was like, ooh, yes!
Yep.
And then I was like, nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Feed me more is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. So that was a great, great disappointment.
Yeah.
So that was, for me, that was like the big bust and disappointment without a doubt. It's like to be teased like that, to see some gameplay, because the way they did the trailer made you think, oh, we're close. We're getting close. Because they showed you so much. They showed you gameplay. They gave you the gameplay description. They showed you so much.
They did.
And then it gave you nothing. You're like, fuck, is this nowhere near being fucking completed? I don't even get the 2018 year?
Nope.
Fuck! You know?
Yeah, I know.
Biggest winner, biggest loser.
I would have to go with Nintendo as the biggest winner. You know, I mean, their presentation was exciting. Their presentation was fun. The games that they're bringing to the Switch all look fun. All are games that I'd be willing to play.
And not for nothing, don't tell the kids, because of their presentation and the stuff they have coming out, they're getting a Switch for Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah, the kids are getting a Switch for Christmas.
Yeah, and just in knowing already what Nintendo offers, in just getting a new console is an automatic win for me, because
it was like the most comprehensive presentation. It really was like, okay, we waited the time to see what it's like. It's gotten great reviews, and now seeing the library that they have and coming out for it, it was like, oh my god, we're sold. This is like beautiful.
But not only that, but with Nintendo, I wasn't sold on the Switch right away.
Right.
I am now, but what takes away the apprehension of getting another console is that I know how Nintendo works, and I know that while it's not technically backwards compatible, I have their entire old library, including the Wii U games that they're starting to put into the library. So it's really not a loss.
There's always that. It's like the old saying, you never forget your first.
Yep, classically trained.
You never forget your first, and again, they're not in it to win the race. They're there for the marathon. Yeah. They're there for the long haul. And Nintendo has always been a brand you can count on. Yeah. It's always been a brand you can count on.
As far as, who lost, for me personally, it's a tie between EA and Sony. I look forward to EA's presentations every year. Despite all the sports that they do, I always look forward to EA's presentations.
There's always a couple of things that they throw in there,
yes. And the only really awesome thing I found to be about EA's presentation was what they're going to be doing with the new Madden.
Yeah.
Which
surprising, right? Of all the things.
Yeah, I mean everything else was just like, just a rehashing of, what we already knew, or, things, in the light of this game and in the light of that game, and, it fell flat to me.
Yeah.
It fell very flat to me.
Biggest winner, biggest loser?
Biggest loser, obviously, would say Sony. Because going from the live stream, it's like what we said before. The first part, there was no audio. And then, halfway into it, it was, offline. By the time I got back, the pan was over. I had to watch another one later.
Yeah.
Winner? I'd probably say Microsoft, only because of, the original Xbox One games coming soon.
Okay. Me. Very cool.
That's what I think.
Very cool. For me, biggest winner, Nintendo. Nintendo really stood out as the long-lasting brand, like I've been saying. They're a brand. I mean, yes, I understand what you're saying, Kev, about the Wii. I know it wasn't the greatest thing, but the point is there were like a game or two in there that you could enjoy, or at least you had the Nintendo shop. Like Miss Foxy said, there were still some things. You know, again, they're not winning the console war, but they're always going to be there as somebody you could fall back on. Presentation-wise, it was well done. They didn't have to have a conference or anything like that. It was well done. It was comforting. It was safe. It actually kind of made me feel like almost like a child again. Where I watched their presentation with a lot of smiles, a lot of laughs, and a lot of like, oh my god, that's going to be so cool, and everything like that. And it also was done. It felt in a different way too, because as a parent, for the first time too, it was like, oh my god, this is the first time we watched an E3, and we were like, oh my god, our kids are gonna love this. Mm-hmm. And as a parent, that's like hard. That's like one thing Xbox and PlayStation can't duplicate is that feeling. And Nintendo was like, man, I can't wait to get this for our kids. This is gonna be so much fun, and everything like that. Biggest loser is not Sony for me. Mm-hmm. Biggest loser. This was, as mentioned, this was the first year this conference was available to the public.
Yes.
Because people demanded it and everything like that. There was for the first time ever, there was a lot of streaming across the board between YouTube and Twitch and everything like that. But to me, the biggest losers were the fans.
Yeah.
Fans were the biggest losers. Mm-hmm. For the simple fact, negating the technical problems of a lot of streams. The main thing is there was not even expectations. I'm not going to go by expectations because we were expecting to hear about certain titles and we didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Granted, that happens. It's more so the disappointment of the titles that were said, that were actually said and confirmed to have news on.
Yeah.
Sony had an advertisement for Last of Us 2. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing on Red Dead Redemption. The Detroit not having a release date. That Good and Evil 2 thing that people have been waiting over a decade for, apparently, not having a release date and kind of just... They threw that to the wayside. Oh, look how beautiful this was! And it's like, okay, yeah, what about a gameplay? What about this? What is it? Can you describe it? Is it PC? Is it cross-console? Like, there was no information about that. Even down to the little stuff. 2K, we know it's coming out in October. You had nothing for us. Nothing. Last year, we were privy to you guys painting a mural of 3 of the superstars that were going to be in it. One of them was John Cena. No shit John Cena was going to be in the game. No fucking shit. He could be gone for 3 years and he'll still be in the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was no surprise. But the fact that they had nothing at all. Even just saying, hey, Seth Rollins is the cover guy, which most people pretty much have assumed already as shown it is probably going to be. But gamers seem to have been the biggest losers because of the games that they said they were going to present, and they didn't. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing to me. Is we as gamers were the biggest losers. The ones sitting at home, and then even more so, again, for the first time it being made public, people going there with excitement and expectation for the first time as a regular person, not as a reporter or a corporate consumer, and it was privy to like a lot of disappointment. So I would say fans were the biggest losers, without a doubt. So, yeah. There we go. That's what I got.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right, well, that being said, I guess Miss Foxy, give them the news regarding everything else and take us on out of here.
All right. Well, before we get into all of the ending
shameless
verbal credits here, let it be noted that next Friday, the 23rd, there will be no radio show. Our sons are graduating on Thursday and Friday, and we are going to be celebrating, and we're not going to stop the celebration for a radio show.
Yes.
No offense.
No offense to anybody. No offense. It's family time. This is a big family occasion. Both boys are graduating. This is a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. So, next week, no show, but we will return on June 30th for another episode, and then the week after, we're unfortunately going to have to cancel again because Damien, Spike,
and Seth Styles
and Seth Styles, they have tickets to the WWE show.